spike in dopamine.
We now know that many of the major social media companies hire individuals called attention engineers who borrow principles from Las Vegas casino gambling, among other places, to try to make these products as addictive as possible. That is the desired use case of these products, is that you use it in an addictive fashion because that maximizes the profit that can be extracted from your attention and data.
It literally is a point now where I think we have created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works. That is truly where we are.
The way the technologist Jaron Lanier puts it is that these companies offer you shiny treats in exchange for minutes of your attention and bytes of your personal data, which can then be packaged up and sold.
What happened is that the attention economy and this race for attention got more and more competitive. And the more competitive it got to get people's attention on, say, a news website, the more they need to add these design principles, these more manipulative design tactics, as ways of holding on to your attention.
You don't realize it, but you are being programmed.
Social media tools are designed to be addictive. The actual desired use case of these tools is that you fragment your attention as much as possible throughout your waking hours. That's how these tools are designed to use. Well, we have a growing amount of research which tells us that if you spend large portions of your day in a state of fragmented attention, so large portions of your day where you're constantly breaking up your attention, take a quick glance, do a just check, and just quickly look at Instagram, that this can permanently reduce your capacity for concentration. I am especially worried about this when we look at the younger generation coming up, which is the most saturated in this technology.
And it's very addictive because if you pull on the slot machine arm enough, you will win. And you never know which pull will reward you.
That's an addictive behavior, and it's dopamine that is driving that addiction. So what happens with social media is Robert Sapolsky, who did the foundational research on this at Stanford, calls it the magic of maybe. When you look at your phone and maybe there's a text there and maybe there's not, and you don't know, when it shows up, that high you get, that's dopamine. It's the magic of maybe. Maybe it'll be there, maybe it won't. When it shows up, you get a 400% spike in dopamine. That is roughly the same amount of dopamine as you're getting from cocaine. It's slightly less than an extremely addictive drug like cocaine. And that's what's happening.
We really care what other people think of us. So for example, when you upload a new photo, a new profile photo of yourself on Facebook, that's a moment where our mind is very vulnerable to knowing what other people think of my new profile photo. And so when we get new likes on our profile photo, Facebook, knowing this, could actually message me and say, oh, you have new likes on your profile photo. And it knows that we'll be vulnerable to that moment because we all really care about when we're tagged in a photo or when we have a new profile photo. And the thing is that they control the dial, the technology companies control the dial for when and how long your profile photo shows up on other people's news feeds. So they can orchestrate it so that other people more often end up liking your profile photo over a delayed period of time, for example, so that you end up having to more frequently come back and see what the new likes are.
And it's literally rewiring our brain. Even social media, the challenge is, with these terms like Facebook depression and everything, because
what's that?
This is social media depression because whereas everyone's looking at their feed and they're comparing their lives to other people, their highlights of other people's lives.
Wow.
And there's actually less life satisfaction, more sadness, depression, and stuff like that.
And it's interesting.
Well, is your smartphone outsmarting you?
Well, Lee, whether you have an Android or an iPhone, your phone is tracking your each and every move. And as 5 on your side, investigator Sarah Buttison tells us, it's happening even if you've taken steps to secure your privacy.
Your smartphone allows you to search the web, get directions, and communicate with friends.
Hi, this is Sarah.
But the 5 on your side investigators found Apple and Google are also doing something else.
I think it's slightly creepy.
We surprised moms in Rocky River.
I didn't realize that was happening with Google.
Chris was concerned when we talked to him at this coffee shop.
Creepy, without question.
So were students at CSU.
I'm not surprised with the way technology is.
5 on your side showed them how your smartphone tracks your every move.
Did you know that you were being tracked this extensively?
No, not until you showed me today.
What they were looking at is my location history. I signed in on Google. It shows my Android phone tells Google
everywhere I go, and even what time I was there. On this day, it followed me from home to work and back. And on this day, when I drove out east to meet with Ken Smith. Bottom line, if your phone is on, you're being tracked.
That's correct.
Computer security expert Ken Smith says if you want the convenience of a smartphone, you have to give up some privacy.
Google, their, of course, main source of revenue is targeted ads. So the more information they have on individual customers, the more, fine-tuning they can apply to their advertising.
iPhones send your information to Apple in a similar way. Frequent locations guesses where you live and work based on tracking your Wi-Fi and cell signal. In other words, turning off your GPS won't stop your smartphone from outsmarting you.
Google knows I went to Target, and Google knows I went to the gym.
I showed Holly how to pull up her location history so she could see where Google tracked her.
I think it's inevitable, and I think that you as a consumer have to be savvy.
We're on your side to stop Google from spying on you. Go to Settings, go to Location Services, then uncheck the boxes for GPS and Wi-Fi. It's not as simple to stop Apple. It takes 5 steps on an iPhone with iOS 7. Go to your settings, click on Privacy, then Location Services. Here you'll see a list of all of the apps that know your location. Keep going into System Services and find Frequent Locations. This is where you can turn off the covert tracking. But wait, there's someone else still watching you. Your cell phone company also tracks your every move.
As long as you're connected to the cell network, you have a reasonable location estimate that the company can then track.
Here's the catch. Chances are you gave Google or Apple permission